welcome to my first ever tutorial, so bear with me. I guess let's learn how to make a YouTube video together while I try and teach you how to make this beautiful 3-in-1 accessory for belt, scarf. I wish I could show you it as a belt, but I will insert photos of every single one. I have got the headband on now. I have even used it as a bag tie before, so if you've got an imagination, go for it. Absolutely go for it. It is not really a beginner tutorial. I will not be describing how to do stitches and showing absolutely in-depth everything. Like, for example, I've already done my first chain. The example you see in all my photos is a chain 300, same as what I'm making now, but it is completely adjustable. You just need to be doing it in a interval of 5. So every 5 stitches you will have a flower. So let's get straight to it and show you how to make a flower. Mind the messy craft table. It is hot glue and many other things everywhere. But this is the yarn I'm using from Hobbycraft. Honestly, nice and cheap. It is 100% acrylic. I do not go for the fancy stuff. It is not in my budget at all. Sorry if you heard my YouTube behind me then. I forgot to turn it off. I am pretty sure I did get this in a limited edition sale. It is just a random yarn from my stash, but I've been waiting to use the colour for something, and I think this is perfect with just a plain black outfit. It does recommend a 4mm hook, but I do like to size down just by a 0.5 just for a bit of a nice tighter look. But like I said, this project is completely adjustable. I don't recommend it for beginners. Well, I guess it is pretty easy if you know how to do the stitches already. I'm just not going to describe them if I'm completely honest. I'm no pro at this myself, but I think it's really pretty and I'd like to share how to do it, so I'm gonna give it a go. So I hope it's okay. Maybe nobody watches. Maybe I just... God, excuse me. But anyways, let me stop rambling. Let's get to it. Your first chain 4 is going to count as your first treble crochet. And then you're going to do your first treble crochet into the 5th chain from the hook. So I'll bring it closer so you can see what I'm doing. This creates your first petal, and then we're going to chain 4. Oh, got stuck. I give any YouTube crocheters an absolute pat on the back for this, because it's just really hard to do for a camera. And then in the same chain space, you're going to do a treble crochet cluster. This creates your next petal, and this is what we pretty much repeat throughout the whole pattern. Oh, like I said, this is hard to do for a camera. First tutorial, and I'm failing. This is where the pattern becomes completely repetitive. Absolutely repetitive, all the way down to the last chain. So you're going to count 5 chain spaces again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then do another treble crochet cluster in that space, creating the first petal to your next flower. It will curl just a little bit. If you are using acrylic yarn, don't worry, steam it a little bit, it will soften. And then you're going to chain 4 again. And then in that same chain space, you'll do another treble crochet cluster. Oh dear. Don't lose a hold of the yarn, otherwise you will have very loose stitches. So that's where we are so far. I'll do another one with you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Treble crochet cluster straight into that chain space. chain 4, and then treble crochet, oh dear, I do apologize, treble crochet cluster into that same space again. And this row creates your first half of the petals all the way along. You're going to go all the way along your chain, if I can find my end, all the way along. Oh, I do apologise for picking up a hair. If you are a crocheter, you know that is very common. But you will end up in the very last chain space if you have counted correctly. But don't worry not, because I know it is a big number. There is a very easy fix to this at the end. If you bear with me, I will show you. I'm just going to miss it off, or for all we know, I've counted wrong too. So I will go all the way along and I will catch you guys back up then. Okay, so I've done the whole one side all the way along, and I did count right, I'm sorry to say. I did manage to get it perfect, but I'm going to show you how to fix it if you do end up with a stupidly extra chain. So I'm going to go into this one here, which is the second chain away from the last one. So I've gone into this one, this is extra, and this is extra. I'm going to snip it. Super careful, and then that gets rid of that. And then you get to pull on this one. Secure it as tight as you can. And you fixed it. I don't know who I learnt that off to give the credits to. I'm really sorry. I have no idea. But that is how you do that. I have pulled out my stitch. Can I catch it? I managed to catch it. Okay. So once you've done the last petal repeat, you are just going to chain an extra 4. And this just allows you to turn your piece around. You're then just going to carry on the exact way you did before, starting in this chain here. If you have had to cut your extra chain off, I do recommend trying to catch that under your cluster. You get what I'm trying to say. At least I hope you do. Because I might be talking absolute gibberish. So I will just show you again if you don't want to go back. So I have just pulled that through, so I'll just pull it tight so it's out my way. But you are just carrying on the exact same way as you did the side before. And this is the realism of crochet. My hook is squeaking like mad. Chain 4. And then finish your petal. Oh. I think I need to give my hook a little wipe because I'm getting a little stuck. But that is your first flower complete, and then at the end of the project you'll literally just sew that in. Simple, and you just repeat that all the way along and you'll have this at the very end. So I guess we'll catch back up later and we will show you the final, well, I don't know who we is. Me and my pup maybe, but I will show you the final result. Bye! So, it should officially be pretty much at the end now. I am onto my last flower, which I will do with you to show you the ending. This is what it looks like so far. I'm loving the colour. It does look a bit brighter in real life. Can't really see that. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's so pretty. Anyways, let us finish this last flower. So you obviously just do your basic repeat into the last chain space. Oh, I lost it. See, mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect. I'm trying to do a tutorial here and I can't even do it myself. So don't you worry if you have made mistakes or if it isn't right. It's yours. It's your creation. Just love it. And if I'm talking shit, just turn me down and just watch the tutorial. And then just like before, pretty much do turn in. So we're going to do chain 4. Oh, so that's 3, 4. Pull some yarn out. And then in the chain 4 that acts as a treble crochet, you're going to pop your hook through the chain 4. The one at the very top, pull through that one and just slip stitch and then tie off. And I can't find my scissors. And it is literally going to be as simple as sewing in the ends, which I'm not going to show you again. I am not really a beginner sort of tutorial. But yeah, so you just sew in the ends. I will insert photos. I'm going to insert the image of my basic written whatever at the end. But yeah, I hope it was okay. Any advice in the comments would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching.